616 WAPT News begins with breaking news.
Hello, everyone. I'm Erin Pickens. Governor Tate Reeves got a first-hand look at tornado damage in South Mississippi. We go to him live right now in Jones County.
One that is here today, thank you for what you're doing to help this community recover. We in Mississippi know that we took a pretty heavy punch on Easter Sunday. We lost the lives of some wonderful people in our state, and we lost an awful lot of property. The senator and the congressman and many of us just flew over the damage, and I've seen a lot of tornadoes over the last nearly 20 years, and what I will tell you is the magnitude of the damage here is catastrophic. It's catastrophic because not only were the winds up in the 200-mile-an-hour range, it's also catastrophic because it stayed on the ground for what looks like 40 or 50 miles. And so when you look at the number of people that have been affected and the number of people that have been damaged, it's just absolutely heartbreaking. But what I know and what you know is that we may have gotten knocked down, but we're going to get back up. And we're going to recover, and we're going to be bigger and better and stronger than ever before. That's because that's what Mississippians do. We rally around one another, we fight for one another, we put our differences aside, and we come together for the betterment of the people of this state, because we love one another, because that's what God tells us to do. And so I want you to know that Ely and I are praying for everyone in this community, everyone in this region, and everyone in this state. We're going to be coming back bigger and better than ever before. And so, Congressman, would you like to say a few words?
I want to thank the governor for allowing myself and the senator to join him today as we've toured the destruction, the disaster area that we've seen caused by this weekend storms. In a time of this, it is important that as we have neighbors helping neighbors, that you have the state, the federal, the local government all coming together so that we can quickly rebuild these communities. We, myself, the senator, all of the Mississippi federal delegation will be supporting the governor in his emergency declaration. We'll be working diligently with the administration to see that federal disaster funds quickly flow into Mississippi. And of course, our prayers go out to the family of the dozen Mississippians that lost their lives on Sunday, including in that a first responder from Lawrence County, Deputy Ainsworth, and his wife were two of the dozen Mississippians killed in the storms over the weekend. As the governor said, we will rebuild. We will be stronger as a community. We will be stronger as a state. And it is amazing to see the number of people that are here today. Again, neighbors helping neighbors recover in times of tragedy. And that is what Mississippi is so famous for. And that's what Mississippi will continue to do. We will continue to help each other, and we will once again get past this, and we will be a better state, and we will be a better community when this is over. Thank you.
Senator?
I, too, just appreciate the opportunity to be here among you. Just visited with this lady that lost everything she had right there in the pink shirt in that storm Sunday. I just cannot imagine the things that you're going through mentally, physically. She said we're staying with family right now. The situation like that is so many of you are going through. I just want you to know we're here for you. We care. And with all these service trucks out here that are here to repair, to get you some electricity back, to see everybody working in unison, you know that that's what that's about. You know, this isn't our first storm in Mississippi, but to have coronavirus and then this on top of this, that it's truly uncertain times. But, you know, God is good, God is sovereign, and He is still on His throne. So I just want you to know we're with you, our prayers are with you, and together we're going to rise above this. But please stay safe. Please realize that this virus is still going on among this tragedy. And just practice those things that what we're trying so desperately to do to get that under control. So we've got two tragedies here, and you're handling both of them very well, but my prayers are definitely with you.
Thank you, Senator. And you know, when we have disasters like this, it is critically important that the model that we use is the recovery process and the cleanup has to be state managed, but locally executed and federally supported. And that's something that the President, the Vice President, and I have had conversations about recently, not only with coronavirus, but also with these horrific storms. We could not have asked for better federal partners. And I know the people of Jones County and the folks throughout these communities in Jasper County and other places are stepping up and doing what we do in these times. And I just can't tell you how proud I am of every single one of you. But I also want to reiterate, and this is critically important, most all of you are wearing masks, and I appreciate that. Continue to do so. Unfortunately, the wind blowing has not stopped the virus from being out there and it having the opportunity to spread. So please stay safe, stay smart, help your friends, help your neighbors. Say an extra prayer for everybody. Say an extra prayer for everybody in this state, because it is our natural inkling to come out and help everybody, and that's what we're seeing here today. And so to all the volunteers, thank you. God bless you for stepping up. To the mayor, to the sheriff, to all the supervisors, the local elected officials, God bless you. I know you're working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and I'm just thankful to call you teammates and to call you friends. God bless you, and may God bless Mississippi. Thank y'all.
And that was Governor Tate Reeves giving an update on the tornado damage that tore across Mississippi. So many areas that were hit.
It's we've had to do in the last 36 hours is really more search and rescue than anything. We had to make sure that anybody that needed help could get help, and that's been the primary initial phase. We've got our partners with Mississippi Power and with the electric power associations around the state and others here helping get power back on to every entity and every home that can take it. We have the best utility workers in all of the world, and we want to thank them for being here and because they like our first responders. They're the ones that go into the challenging times. They don't run away from it, and God bless them. And so you have small communities like this. What we know is this community is going to rally back. And the reason we know it's going to rally back because we know the strength and the resiliency of people from Mississippi. And this community is going to rally back, and every community that took a blow that got knocked down is going to rally back. And I think that's fantastic. And we're going to do everything in our power to be there for those individuals and to be there for this community.
Your thoughts on the shelter-in-place being lifted next week, businesses reopening, and the schools reopening?
Well, we're going to make an announcement on schools later today. You know, I will tell you that what we did in terms of the response to the coronavirus is we decided to do it based upon the data. We made our decisions based upon the data. We made our decisions based upon the information that was given to us and the recommendations that were given to us by our public health experts. And we're going to continue to make decisions based upon the data. But let me be clear to everyone in Mississippi, the virus is a real threat. We have a real public health emergency. But make no mistake, we've had over 90,000 Mississippians file unemployment insurance, many of whom have never filed before in their life, and none of whom wanted to file. So we not only have a public health crisis before us, we have an economic crisis before us as well. And so it is incumbent upon all of us as leaders to do everything we can to get our economy back open as soon as possible and as soon as it is going to be allowable given the public health challenges that exist. But what I would expect to see is much like we did multiple steps, whereas we shut the schools down 1 week, we went about another week until we really implemented significant social distancing and other measures such as not allowing large groups of people to gather except for in emergency situations. And then we believe that shelter-in-place orders have to be temporary. They have to be short-term. They have to be short-lived because people cannot stay in their houses for weeks and weeks and months and months and months on end because if they do, ultimately it leads to even more challenges from the standpoint of an inability to make a living, the mental health issues that come along with that, the family issues that come along with that. And so we're going to make some decisions over the next several days to deal with those things. But the facts are that schools have been closed for a number of weeks. Our students and our teachers and our administrators have done phenomenal work. We've seen many plans for distance learning, and we've actually had some school districts that were delivering things on the bus, whether it was meals or other things. We've got a lot of great people stepping up in these times of crisis, and we're going to continue to ask them to do that and appreciate their efforts. Yes, ma'am?
Is the coronavirus making the tornado recovery more difficult?
Well, I don't think there's any doubt about it. I think that you know, the way in which so many of our volunteers and so many of our workers that are here today are having to adjust. 6 months ago, if we had been here, I don't think you'd see the literally hundreds and hundreds of people with masks on. So yes, it is definitely complicating this. In fact, both of these emergencies are complicating the other one. The fact that the coronavirus exists is complicating the recovery from the tornado, while the tornadoes are complicating our efforts to make sure that we do everything in our power to stop the spread of the virus. It is exceptionally complicated, and it's tough on all of us. But you know, in the immediate aftermath of a disaster like this, in the immediate aftermath of a tornado, and I spoke with Director Michelle at MEMA and others, our number one priority has to be helping those who need help as quickly as we can. We will deal with the aftermath of these two terrible events occurring at the same time, but our initial response was about the safety and the health of individuals who had been hit and had been hammered, and we'll continue to focus on that. Yes, ma'am.
Going back to your economical point, we had the flood at the beginning of the year that followed right after coronavirus, and now this tornado for some people. How is unemployment, things like that, going to impact the economy here in Mississippi?
Well, look, yesterday was my 90th day in office as governor of the state of Mississippi. We currently have 11 federal emergency declarations open, one of which dates all the way back to 2005 with Hurricane Katrina. Of those 11, I've signed 5 of them in the last 90 days. So we have had natural disaster after natural disaster after natural disaster with tornadoes and floods and the coronavirus. But the reality is that that has put a lot of people in danger. That has put a lot of people in economic hardships. Thanks to President Trump and his leadership and the leadership of our congressmen and our senators, the initial steps that the Congress has taken is going to help mitigate those economic challenges with additional benefits on unemployment insurance, et cetera. For instance, one of the first things I did in response to the coronavirus is I waived the 1-week waiting period for everyone who filed an unemployment insurance claim. So historically in Mississippi, our state law says you got to wait 1 week before you can file. Well, I waived that by executive order. The Congress, in their wisdom, actually came in and funded that 1 week for us. And so that's being paid by the federal government so that our unemployment trust fund doesn't have to bear the brunt of the cost of that. And so it's a partnership to try to find ways to mitigate and minimize what we know is a very difficult situation for people. But what I want to say to the people of Mississippi is we all love you. God loves you. And we're going to rally together. And we're going to come back. And we're going to come back bigger and better and stronger than ever before.
Governor, lastly, is there anything you have to say to people who are heavily impacted that are on the verge of giving up?
Well, what I would say to anyone out there that is on the verge of giving up is you know, these times are tough. These times are really, really tough. I understand that. But in tough times, the tough get going. And Mississippians are tough, and we are here for you. And if you're struggling, reach out. reach out to us, reach out to a friend, reach out to a neighbor. If you are a neighbor who knows someone that may be struggling, reach out to them. Do something kind for them. You know, it wasn't very far from here that we had gotten a request from a lady who had recently been laid off, and it was her daughter's birthday. And she had sent us an email and said, would you please say happy birthday to my daughter? Because I recently got laid off and I wasn't able to get her anything for her birthday. I wasn't able to get her a cake. Well, I said happy birthday to that young lady on one of my Facebook Lives, which was an easy gesture. But then we had some people that reached out and said, hey, does anybody live close to where this particular lady and her daughter live? And would you be willing to reach out and help? And do you know that within an hour, we got a message back from someone who had taken a birthday cake and ice cream to that little girl? That is the spirit of Mississippi. That is what Mississippians do. So for anyone out there that is struggling, know that we care. Know that the people of Mississippi care about you, because every single life in our state is precious. And every single day is precious, because today is the day that the Lord hath made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. That's what we've got to focus on. Better days are ahead. Better days are ahead. That we know for sure. And one thing that I will tell you, and I used to hear someone say this all the time, and I had never said it until literally the last 2 or 3 days, but what we don't know is we don't know what the future holds, but we know who holds the future. And so to all of you, God bless you. We're going to rally together. We're going to stick together as Mississippians, and we're going to come out better on the other side. So God bless everyone. Thank y'all.